Day 14. So, the theme of today, I guess the theme of yesterday, is that I failed. That I didn't do it. I broke my streaks. I did most of them. I forgot to do, or didn't. I shouldn't say forgot. I'm already looking for excuses. This is good. I I think it's good. It's a good reflection. So, um, I've been pretty busy this week. And so this is the part where I'm going to give like 2 minutes worth of excuses, and then I'm going to say, but no excuses. That's what everyone does, is saying, this happened, or they do it the opposite way. They go, no excuses, but also these three things happen. And I hate that. I hate that so much because well, I don't know. It's because it's human, right? We're trying to wrap our brains around failing and like not whose fault it is, but like what to do with that. And I got a red square, and I'm gonna keep it there. It's gonna be a reminder that I gotta be accountable. So if I try to be brutally honest with myself, if I try to be brutally honest, okay, why did I do that? Why did I not post on Facebook about my company for a day? Was it because I was scared to do it? Was it because I didn't feel like it? Was it because I was so busy I couldn't do it? I don't think it's a scared thing. I think after 6 days of it, I'm not scared of it anymore. I realized that no one cares and no one looks at what I do anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But I definitely think it's a belief thing. So I lost belief that it was a good idea and a good habit to keep probably around day 3 or 4. And so that lack of belief that I was growing or moving forward with that goal was itching and eating away at me. And so for 2 or 3 days I fought it. And yesterday, it's not that I actively said I am not going to do this today. It's I let other things become more important to the point where I was so deeply thinking about them and worried about them that I chose not to do my daily habit. I got really into I fell behind on some of my projects with Sean because I was if I'm being brutally honest, I took one night off about 2 days ago, and I think I'm still paying for it because I've kind of been behind all week, and I think it's a good message that like I don't think it's bad to take a night off here and there, but I do think I gotta be careful with it. I gotta be remembering that just because I'm stuck doesn't mean I can't try even a little bit. I gotta just keep trying. So what happened was today's Thursday. I don't even remember, honestly. I think Monday or Tuesday. I remember I took 3 hours off, and that might sound like a small amount of time, but that's usually the amount of time I need to work. I probably only don't work for maybe an hour of my waking being right now, and that might sound exhausting, but it doesn't feel exhausting when it's something you care about. It's something that you think is important. And that's what great people do too. They don't not work for hours and hours every day. My wife falls asleep on the couch every day because she's working so hard. Like I don't think it's a life you should be afraid of. I think it's a life you should realize that's the best life you can have, is to be so overwhelmed with things that you think are important or interesting. It's life that moves so much faster, and I feel like it's more rewarding too. Like I've just spent so many years of my life feeling like, how should I be spending my time? What should I be doing? And finally, I've opened my eyes to like all of these things that I could be doing. All those things that I thought that aren't for me, or I couldn't do, or I'm not good enough or something. It's all in my head. I can do anything I want to do. Anything. I can read any book. I can do any task, do any priority, do any projects. I built apps. I built apps, and I did that because I wanted to, and I don't know how. I just figured it out, But in this case, I yesterday chose to work on my property project. And I got really far with it, honestly, further than I thought I would get. And as I was working on it, I kept saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be so cool if I just could do this extra little thing tonight? Oh, wouldn't it be so cool if I just finished this little part tonight? Wouldn't it be so cool?" Like, I just had this vision of how good it would be if I got more and more of it done. And that's great because it keeps you in flow. And like, I was in flow, and I was like, okay, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. I was so close to like getting it over this hump where we would have of the very, 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 very smallest version of a prototype out there of like something that I could show to Sean and be like, okay, let's start talking about this. Like I almost like had it. I think I'm probably like an hour away from having it, and it's frustrating because it was that carrot that was dangling all night. Like and it pulled me away from my habits, and that's where I'm trying to be careful with this failure, because it is a failure. I don't want to let go of that. It is a failure of my goals and failure of discipline, and I need to keep it read and keep it in my top of mind that this is not okay. That I need to be on my habits, because it's a slippery slope. But I think when I break it down, actually, I think it comes down to beliefs. I think in some way, I believed the thing I was doing with Sean was like 100x more important than this priority. And after like a couple of days of losing that belief and it diminishing and diminishing and diminishing, feeling like this was a good idea, I set that other goal on Monday. On Monday, I said by Wednesday before I fall asleep, I'm going to create a really good Facebook post. I'm really going to try to like make it really engaging so that people will communicate with me about my company. And I remembered I needed to do it on Monday night. And I think Monday night is when I took the night off. And then at Tuesday night, I was overwhelmed because my sister's having trouble and needed my help with something, and family comes first, And honestly, she needed some more help yesterday, so I was working on that for an hour or two. But no excuses. I mean, it's hard, right? I'm doing the thing I said I didn't want to do, which is like make excuses and then say no excuses. My wife's graduating on Friday. My sister's flying in for the weekend with her husband, and we're all excited about it. And I was like setting up the house and setting up the, getting groceries, and I'm preparing this like big gift for my wife where I'm having all of her family and friends like give us videos, and I got one of her like childhood heroes to like give her a video from Cameo, and I'm like editing it all together, and that was taking a couple hours to do, and I think she's gonna love it. And side note, like I think Cameo, when I first heard of Cameo, I thought it was kind of dumb, and I still think the whole premise is, I don't know, kind of cartoonish. Like that's your favorite person jumps back into the character that they were. The thing I was thinking about as like, I don't know how they feel about this, but like, you think they're embarrassed? Like, do you think they're embarrassed that like, I mean, they're probably not. They're probably like, this pays the bills. People love that character. Like, well, I'm just a representation of that person that they love. Who am I to say? Like, if I was ever on Cameo for whatever reason, if someone wanted a video from me, I wouldn't. I mean, at some point, I would probably kind of like, it would become a job after like probably 10 videos. You'd probably, but I could also see how it's like, I'm getting money and I'm making someone's day better. Like, I guess who's hurt here? Like what's the real downside? I mean, the hard part is to like say I'm worth this and I'm worth that, and that I think that's hard to evaluate what someone's worth and their time's worth. But all I was trying to say with the Cameo thing is how, like, beside the fact that it's like a weird transaction between time and memories and like money and nostalgia, what kind of world do we live in where for $100 I could get my wife's childhood hero to give her a personalized message in 24 hours. Like, what kind of world do we live in that the barrier between my wife's childhood hero and them stopping their day, their normal day that they're living right now, and taking a few minutes and personally saying how great My wife is for just a minute or two. But like that barrier is gone. Like the barrier between our childhood heroes and us is gone. I mean, obviously like money has to come into play and the person has to like want to be on Cameo, but like I just I hope she likes it. Who knows, right? It might be total crap. I didn't even watch it yet. I'm too like scared and excited to watch it. What he said, but like I can't believe it. Like reflecting, like I can't believe we live in a world in which in 24 hours I can put a request in and put some money down, and this person drops their day, drops their stuff, and makes my wife feel special for 3 minutes. You know, like that is crazy. I know the world is a crazy dark place and stuff, but like what a cool thing. Like that is awesome. I mean, do I wish it was free? Do I wish it was easier? Do I, like all of it, whatever. Okay, you know, but like Jesus, that is so cool. Like I can't believe that like when I had the idea, yesterday morning. Yesterday at 8 a.m. I was like, "Oh, I'm making this video for my wife. What if I get like somebody from one of her favorite sports teams or something? What if I get that actor from that show that she likes? Like, what? Wait, I wonder who's on there. I wonder if there's anyone on there that she likes, you know?" And I went through some people I thought she would like, and then I stumbled across this like athlete that she like has loved forever and has like autographed jerseys from. And I was like, oh, that's stupid. Of course, this guy, like, you know, and I can't believe at 8:30 in the morning I just spent 5 minutes of my time, you know, asking this guy to spend 3 minutes of his time, and by midnight yesterday, I got the notification at midnight that he did it. Like, what kind of world do we live in that between 8 a.m. and midnight, I can, like, technology has created a line of communication that is secure and everything, in which I can have my childhood heroes communicate with me, or anyone, you know, like crazy. I mean, like, is the guy doing a bunch of stuff? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not about him. It's about me. That's the whole thing. It's like I don't know. I need to reflect on that all day. It's just I mean, I'm sure you can poke holes in it, but like I think it's just the coolest thing that anyone's ever dreamed of. You know, like what a dream that somebody made into reality. Like some great person or many great people had that dream and said, I'm sure millions of people, billions of people have had that dream. And you know what? A handful maybe said, no, we're going to do that one. No, I'm not going to quit until that happens. We're going to do that dream. And they created Cameo. It's like, and I don't even, maybe it's a venture capitalist thing. I don't know anything about it. I got to look into it. But I just think it's the coolest thing ever. It just opens up my eyes to how amazing the world is and how great people are. You know, when you get down to it, I think the stories we all talk about the negative things in life are the very fewest people. Like it's the smallest minority that are actually evil, and most people just want to help people. You know, they want to make it kind of worth their time sometimes, but like the whole idea of Cameo is that people like people want to help people, you know, and that's, I don't know. I'll shut up about that. That's just, I just can't believe that. And I haven't watched it yet. Maybe it's total crap and I'll feel stupid for saying this, but I just think the idea that he'll drop everything and say nice things about my wife for 3 minutes within 24 hours of me asking is crazy. That's just crazy. Like she's graduating tomorrow and I didn't know if I'd have it in time, and I, you know, paid an extra like $20 or whatever, so it'd be done in 20 hours. Like I can't believe that. I can't believe that for $20 he'll drop everything for me. That's crazy. I don't know what I like. Would I drop everything for you for $20? I don't know. You know, like these people must be much nicer than I am, and I think I'm a pretty nice person. So that's, I think it's so easy to paint these famous people as evil, but like when it comes down to it, I just feel like they just like want to be good people. Like they just want to like help the world and stuff, you know? Okay. Cameo and side note ending. I had to let that out because it's just, I don't know, made my day. And I don't even know what it says yet. It's just the idea that it exists, you know? It's crazy. It's so cool. I mean, I'm sure there's like a whole privilege thing and there's a whole like money thing, and it's just kind of, I'm sure there's a lot of places in the world where this is the dumbest idea ever and no one cares, but whatever. I made my day, and hopefully it makes her day, and that's all it takes, and whatever. So I failed. Cutting back, I failed. Um, I'm gonna keep this red on there, and it's gonna annoy me, and it's gonna annoy me because I don't like it, and I want it to go away. And I could have easily lied to you. I could have easily. No one knows what I'm doing. I could have easily um not shown you. I could have easily hurried up and done this morning and called it good. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think I guess I don't think I'm going to finish my goal of creating a really good Facebook post in the next couple days. I have a really busy next few days, and if I'm being honest, I think I'm prioritizing the property project over that project, over the Copilot University project, because I've made no traction. And not that I think it's a bad idea, it's I am stumped. I'm stumped with it right now. And I got some books I got to read that I think will help me with that stumpedness, stumped feeling, stumpedosity. But it's not, I don't feel good right now. And about that one project, I feel good about my other projects. And so overall, it's a good day and I feel good. But I guess technically I should label yesterday as a bad day, despite me making a lot of projects, a lot of progress in all my projects. And if that's what a bad day feels like when you're completing your habits and goals, great. I'll if that's what my bad day feels like, bad day, because I'm going to use my greens as indicators if I'm having a good or bad day, even if I'm having a bad day. I think that's the way to do it. It's like if I'm having a really crappy day and, I didn't get this thing done, or I did it pretty poorly, or I said the wrong thing to the wrong person, or I wasn't as caring or loving to my family as I needed to be, whatever, like, or I got caught in the rain, whatever the thing that like ruins my day is, I need the green streaks to say, I don't care that things happen, but I made it a good day anyways. And so technically yesterday was a bad day. I feel good about all the work I put in, but I feel bad about my prioritization. I think I need to think about that. I think I need to really reflect on how to prioritize projects I don't believe in. Because it's hard, right? Like, if you don't believe in it, and I'm the one doing it, and no one's watching me, of course I stop doing it. Like, why? Name a reason why I would do it. It's so hard. It's the only reason I'm reflecting that I didn't do it is because I am showing you I didn't do it. Like in any other context, I would have said, I don't believe in it. I had more priorities. I worked all night. I worked from, bedtime until midnight. I was falling asleep working. I mean, like what? I didn't watch a 1 second of TV or spend, I think, more than 10 minutes on social media yesterday. I didn't spend 10 minutes on the internet looking at anything other than work the entire day. Is that a bad day? Is that a good day? I guess it's a bad day because I need to create the discipline to work on things even when I don't believe in them and I'm super busy. And this weekend's going to be a good test because I'm going to be really, really busy. I got family flying in. We got the house. We got other people driving in. We're going to have every single room in our house have people stay in it. And then I'm going to a concert this weekend out of town and with my friends. Like, I'm going to have the most amazing weekend, And you know what it's going to do? It's going to lean on me. It's going to lean on me with my tasks and my priorities. And it's hard, right? Like, so I really want this weekend. I feel like I deserve this weekend. I love that deserve word. I love playing with that word because I feel like it messes with your brain. But this one's going to be challenging because one, am I going to break my habits? Two, if I do break any, how do I recover? Like today, day 8 for posting on Facebook, how do I recover? I can say, I don't believe in it. I'm reevaluating it. I don't have time for it right now. I'm going to take a couple days off. Is that better? Is that better for me long-term or short-term? Because that's what I want to do. I want to say that to you. I just want to say that that's the way to do it and move on. And I'll see you day 10 and I'll see you on Monday and we'll hit it again, And honestly, I want to do that so badly, but I really think that that's a bad idea long term, because I think I'll start losing the muscle memory of doing it. And I need to end this and start and complete my task for yesterday and today immediately. I think that is the discipline that great people have. Okay, so back to my true compass, which is, don't let this work affect my work, family, or friends, and all my relationships. And then I think secondary, it's make decisions that great people make. When faced with a choice, make the same decision that your favorite great person would make. And think logically about that. If they are a high achieving person and they get a lot done, I'd be willing to bet they don't break their habits very often. And I'd be willing to bet that they don't have days like yesterday. They get stuff done. They stay up later and later to get stuff. When they are falling asleep on the couch working, they wake up, walk around a little bit, and get it done, and then go to bed. And I didn't do that. I let it get to me. And so I to be great, which we want to be, right? I have to do yesterday and today's work before I do anything else. And I don't want to do that because I don't believe in it. I don't want to prioritize it. I want to work on the Sean stuff. I want to work on my property stuff. I'm getting this podcast out of the way, trying to get this done, because I know I'm going to be so busy. I got to do my push-ups and pull-ups, which take 1 second. But starting tomorrow, I'm going to start doing 2. So it's going to get... I don't know. I'm not feeling it yet with those things, but that's not the point, The point is I'll be feeling it in a few weeks, I just got to stick to it. But the fact that it takes 5 seconds is like the coolest thing ever. Like I feel like I'm doing a lot and I'm getting a lot out of it, and it's taking zero time. But once again, this podcast is helping me because I would just say, I don't believe in that project. I'm not going to work on it for a few days. And then I wouldn't come back to it. I wouldn't come back to it with the same energy, or I would forget my place in it, or I would just stop doing it entirely. And I would say, it wasn't working. I tried a few days I would have said, I tried a few weeks of it. And guess how many days I've tried? 6. It feels like weeks because I dread it. I hate it. It's a project I don't like, and I don't believe in it anymore. And I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that if someone interviewed me and I didn't do this whole podcast thing, and if somebody just said, "Hey Brian, how many times did you post a lot on Facebook?" Oh, I post for maybe like a month. That's what I would say. A month. I would say a month, and I would mean 4 weeks, and it would actually be 6 days. I think I need to really think about that. That my belief in what is hard and my belief in the project itself is huge, because if I don't believe in it, for days feel like weeks. Like this podcast, I believe in it. I don't really know where it's going, still, but I believe in it. Side note, I did think about, from a customer's perspective, from your perspective, how do I make this more engaging for you? Because I know this is boring and you would fall asleep if you actually watched the whole thing. And I think I hopefully came up with a small strategy. So I did say yesterday, I'm going to just kind of work on that every day a little bit of how to add more to this. And I think I had this idea as I was driving home from dropping the kids off at daycare this morning. I think I'm going to do a cut and uncut version of it. So I'll still stay true to myself, where you could see all the boring and stupid moments and all the pauses and all the confusion and all the things that don't make any sense coming out of my brain in the uncut version. If anybody ever wants to call me on my crap and say this isn't real, you will see 100% of everything I do ever, every day. The whole thing. If you want to sit through an hour's worth of this, go for it. But I think I need to do a cut version so that people that aren't insane and don't want to spend their entire lives watching me ramble on about nothing can still get a lot out of it. I think that makes sense. Maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow, but that's where I'm at today. I think I need to make it entertaining with the cut version, and then make it boring and let it be boring and let it be annoying and look and be really embarrassed by the content in the uncut version, and let people call me on it, and let people see what it's really like in my life, not the cut version, you know? I think that makes the most sense. I don't know when I'm going to cut these up because I don't have time for it, but I think getting them down on paper is half the battle. I feel like I'm writing a book very slowly. I feel like I'm writing a book once a day for an hour, and then I'll have somebody help me, or AI or somebody edit this together to make it cohesive and coherent. And Jerry Seinfeld has like a charm bracelet, they call it, which is like he writes jokes every day, and then that's part of his daily habits, which he completes and gets all upset when he breaks a streak. And that's what I'm kind of modeling this after. And read about that, please, if you're interested. It's super cool, and that's how great people get great, is they just do it every day, And there's hundreds of stories of people that just are great, but they just fail every day on purpose, and by fail I mean he writes terrible jokes all day, and it's quantity, not quality. It's quantity. But he has this charm bracelet concept, which is like, if you have a bunch of thoughts or jokes or whatever, start trying to string them all together, and you'll find, and I'll probably find that I have some ideas from day 2 and day 7 and day 12 that I'll kind of like roll together, and I could probably cut them up or reorganize them in a different way, or do a small segment on it specifically that actually is cohesive and coherent for somebody to follow along with. So maybe I'll do that as I do cut and uncut. But I do have to wrap this up because I have a crazy day today. But I failed. I no excuses. I deprioritized my daily habits because I lost belief in them. I felt like I was too busy for them, despite them taking 5 minutes. There is no excuse for that. Did I have 5 minutes? Could I have found 5 minutes? Could I have gone to bed 5 minutes later? Come on. Don't pull that crap. I lost belief. I prioritized other things. I fell behind on other projects and prioritized them, and then got in a state of flow with one of them, and I just deemed it unnecessary today. I don't know if I actively pointed to it and said, like, I'm not going to do that. But by going to bed before closing all 3 of my goals, I did. Maybe I need a daily habit of checking my goals before I go to sleep to know I did them all and know I'm allowed to go to sleep. Maybe that's something else I need to do. So I was scared for this first failure day, and honestly, I don't feel as bad about it because it's in one of the projects that I don't believe in. If it was in one of them I believe in, I would feel real stupid because I would feel like I'm actively hurting myself. But this one, it's hard because I'm in a dark place with it. It doesn't feel like it's a good idea right now, and I'm probably going to go through that with the podcast and everything too. So I think this is a really good first moment in time where I'm getting poked, a little bit, a little poked. I'm like poked in the eye, and I'm like, okay, let's think about this. What happened? How do I avoid this? And what happened that caused this? And I think I really think it goes back to belief. I didn't believe in it, and I don't believe in it right now. I don't know the better way, but I know it's not working, and that makes me want to quit rather than keep trying, and even though it's not working, which I firmly believe great people keep trying even when they don't know what to do next or what they're doing is not working. And I need to hold on to that. And if I want to be a great person and be like great people, I got to push through, I'm going to do twice as many Facebook posts today before anything else. I just got to get that done to unwrite this wrong, and move forward. So, all right, I got to go do that. I have a crazy day, and thank you so much for calling me out on my crap. letting me call myself out on my crap. So, all right, I'll see you later. Thanks.